navigate your wealth. We were talking about all these different tools, life insurance for income. Let's continue that conversation.
Well, life insurance, I want to just point this out, that life insurance, there are many different types. There's term insurance and there's permanent insurance. And with the permanent insurance, that's the one that creates cash value. Now, when somebody passes away at the funeral, nobody's going to ask what type of insurance did the individual have.
That's right.
They're just going to ask, did you have enough?
Right.
So that's the piece that was really important to us. Listen, she actually had the right type of insurance. She just didn't have enough.
Okay.
So we needed to make sure that we were filling the gap from the death benefit perspective, but we also had an opportunity to create what, remember, in our power of 3 is that liquidity. And that's the cash value that exists in permanent cash value life insurance. So that was our main objective with them, was to make sure, one, that they had enough, right? We need enough coverage because we need to replace the income should something happen to them prematurely.
Gotcha.
But if we're going to put something like that in place and we have the resources, let's utilize those resources in a way to leverage them stronger.
One of the concerns, I just want to interrupt you, Samantha, because one of the concerns as we were going through this strategy with them was they felt like, you know, they had always been in the market. They had always been invested. And now all of a sudden we were talking about annuities and life insurance, and they had some pushback.
Sure.
A little bit. You know, they had some concerns. Why all of a sudden are we talking about this? And the explanation we shared with them, which they agreed made sense, was that during their working years, being in the market was exactly where they should have been. But now that they were getting towards that retirement red zone, now that they were in that last 10-year push, buying guaranteed solutions, guaranteed income solutions was not necessarily the objective in their 20s and 30s, but it is now.
That's right.
And so we have to play catch up a little bit. And so by taking half of the qualified money and moving that down into the guaranteed income annuity solution, that was perfect. On the life insurance side, they were concerned about giving up cash. Even though the money that they had gotten from Dad was earning point nothing, they had a bit of emotional attachment.
Right.
You know, and we understand that, right? You got this money from Dad, but what we shared with them is your dad worked hard for this money.
That's right.
And your dad had intention when he left this money to you. And I doubt the intention was to leave it in an account that's earning point nothing. But here was the other thing that once we explained this, they felt really good about. As the cash that's in the bank is going down because we're using it to pay the premium on the life insurance cash value is going up. So you're just replacing an underutilized asset for a more employed,
right? Because you've said that before,
asset.
Make your money, give it a job description.
That's right, job description.
And I love how you keep things so simplistic so people like us can understand it.
Right.
Another thing I don't think I didn't understand this till I met you all, is that you're independent, so there are thousands of products out there. When you talk about annuities, life insurance, you're not stuck to one company. Talk about there are literally thousands of options.
Absolutely, and that is absolutely one of the best parts of being independent. When I worked for the big box, you know, they had a label on everything, and they said, our solution is the solution. Which, when you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you believe because you don't have any alternative. And giving the opportunity, when I moved from California to South Carolina and went independent, and Samantha and I joined up together, it was, besides having her as my business partner,
I know.
It was the best thing ever because it gave our clients more options.
Unlimited,
And that's our objective with everything we do. We want to put the client in control. We want you in control of your taxes. We want you in control of your risk. We want to make sure that you're in the driver's seat. It's your retirement. It's your money. And so by giving our clients more options, we give them the opportunity to make that informed decision. Obviously, our job is to vet all of the different companies. We only want to work with top-rated companies because our goal is for you to be retired for a very long time. We need to make sure that that company will also be there for a very long time.
Absolutely.
But if we're doing that, then you have the option to choose what is important to you. Does this company make you feel good about the choice that you're making? If you're with a one-size-fits-all big box, you don't have a choice. They've already cookie cuttered, this is the solution.
That's right. And they have their own products that they have to sell. And then they have the quota that I know you probably felt tremendous pressure. Once you went independent, I love this story, and I think I want people at home to understand the deep relationship that you all have, obviously mother and daughter, but talk about the 90 days probation.
Oh my gosh, do we have time to tell that story? Okay.
Quickly.
So Samantha told me at 11 she was going to be my business partner. It took a number of years for that to actually happen. I moved to South Carolina. She was actually working with another advisor in that first year, which he told me, I'll get her licensed, I'll give her the training wheels, and I thought, well, that's a good deal. So when it was finally time for her to join me, I sat her down, I made a list of 10 questions, like, what are you hoping to get out of this? What are your expectations? So forth and so on. But I said, at the end of 90 days, we are going to sit down, and if this does not work, we have no harm, no foul, no claims. You go your way, I'll go mine, and we're done. Well, 90 days came. We were so busy and we were having so much fun, we never had the sit down. 2 months later, we finally had the sit down, and she had all the answers to the questions, and I had all, my list of questions still. And I looked at her and I said, I got to tell you, you are exactly what I have been looking for my entire life. Because you always want somebody that you can work with, because it's just, I think 2 heads are better than 1.
For sure.
Right? If one is talking, one is listening.
And different generations.
Exactly. Well, that was even better.
That's the other thing.
So I cried and said, you're everything that I'm looking for. And what did you say?
Well, not that I didn't love my first year experience. I learned a lot from the individual that I was with, but I didn't feel the passion that I had grown up with at the dinner table. Both of my parents were in the industry. It was part of the conversation, and I saw them helping so many people, and I just hadn't gotten that. But with our 120 days together, it was for the first time so fun again. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
It really is, and I've said this before, kind of a ministry for you. I can tell. You have a client that's almost 101 now.
Yes.
You've been with her for 42 years.
Yep.
And there are so many tools and things that I think you're very eye-opening of how you lay it out simplistically. 45 seconds to go, but would you please just give that number? We save spots, especially for you, for each broadcast. We want to make sure you get your reservation in with Sam and Karen.
We want to build your retirement roadmap. In that, we will do an analysis of all of your assets, your tax risk, your market volatility risk, what type of legacy plan that you have, and make sure that you understand exactly how to maximize every dollar that you have. Call the number on your screen, 855-348-3073. Thank you so much for joining us today.
And I want to thank everybody for watching. We have been getting some fan mail, and we just love every one of you and can't wait to meet you.
Absolutely, and we'll see you again next week.